We're live.
Are we live?
Yeah, it says live.
Oh,
Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's not quite 7 o'clock, but I think you're all going to see this at 7 o'clock. It's Joannie Bates and Shannon Fraser, and we are doing, what are we doing tonight? Doing some White Claw. This camera's hard to figure out where we're looking.
It's
They're
what
weird.
it's what we had, and we're able to open.
Right,
Cheers.
what we had, right?
Cheers.
Look at this new office that we're hanging out in, y'all.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. We just moved in this office 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
It already looks like we've lived in it for like a year.
Been here forever.
It's got all our stuff in it. All our stuff in it. So we're getting our technology worked out. So our camera's a little off, but we're going to figure it out.
I'm not sure where to look.
We're not really sure where to
right
look.
There.
Are we here?
Okay, yeah.
Here? Anyways.
There.
So Shannon and I wanted to talk today about being an agent, being a good agent. And then for consumers, what does that look like? What is it? What do you need to be looking for when you shop for an agent? Like, what is it that consumers? We have lots of opinions on this. We're going to try to keep it in check and not go to church on this, because we feel real passionate about what we do, and it's a blessing to be able to serve people. But we also want to make sure y'all make good choices. And those of you who are agents, what does it look like to make a good choice? You know, what is it that you need to know how to do in order to do your job well, right? So let's start there, my friend. As an agent, what's important to be able to do on the daily? What are you thinking? What do we do
There's so many things.
that seems to set us apart?
Oh. Being an agent, the biggest thing is there's so much to learn.
Yeah.
When you first start,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so multifaceted.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many layers to it. So when you first get started, from finding your business,
Yes.
Learning how to lead generate. So there's finding your business. Then once you have business, it's the nuts and bolts of how to work with sellers versus how to work with buyers. How to write your contracts.
Yeah, that's big.
Huge.
I mean, you think
legally
about it,
binding contracts.
that's the biggest thing that I think is when it comes to agents, and the hardest part. I mean, when you really think about it, the easy part is telling your friends and family that you're in business.
Right.
And they're like, oh, I have business cards, I have signs.
Right.
I'm ready to roll.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're not ready to roll.
You're licensed enough to be dangerous.
You are licensed enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, the important part is being able to take that time with that contract and read it. And as an agent, a new agent,
Mm-hmm.
read it and study it and study it and study it. And it's not sexy. It's not
No,
fun.
it's not. And it looks pretty dry, cut and dry, black and white. But the problem is all the different moving parts to a contract.
Yes.
Um,
You will never have a question that is not answered in that contract.
mm-mm.
So before new agents start freaking out about what do I do, I'm calling everybody, read the contract.
Right.
It's in there. It literally will be in there. So I think as far as new agents trying to figure out how to be a good agent,
Mm-hmm.
know your stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, another layer of that too is negotiating. So
Absolutely.
obviously everyone knows this market is so challenging.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to win for, like, say, your buyers, if you have buyers that want to find a house,
Mm-hmm.
you got to know how to negotiate.
Absolutely.
And so that gets into the contract and all the moving parts of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to understand what all those moving parts mean.
Absolutely.
And you have to be able to communicate that to your clients.
Yes. And that is from the very beginning,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be a practitioner of what it is. And then you have to
understand it.
completely understand it.
And it needs to be explained to the client.
And then teach.
Yeah.
Once you know enough, you have to teach your client.
Scary.
Well, it is. I mean, this is a huge deal. This is something that they're going to do 3 times in their life,
Right.
and you're their person.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like going to the doctor and being like, hey, you're my person. Let's do surgery. And I think this is the difference is, like, you see, Shannon's like, it's a big deal. If you don't think it's a big deal, just gonna call it, you're not a good agent.
Yeah,
Because you should not go into it lightly. You're talking about someone's home and a lot of money.
Yeah, probably maybe their life savings.
Yes.
You should be able to explain to your client anything they sign in that contract, what that means, and what that means in terms of real money, because obviously it's such a competitive market right now, and so many people are offering over if it's a really good listing,
significantly over.
And so if they're offering over, you got to be able to explain what that means and how an appraisal fits into that,
and how it impacts their bottom line. They might not understand the nuances because that's your job. It's your job to understand.
Your job to educate them on that.
It's your job to understand all those little nuances. They're going to want to know the bottom line.
Exactly.
And kind of like when you have a kid and you go to the pediatrician and you're super nervous because they have a fever.
Right.
And they say, okay, let's eliminate all the bad stuff and then say, you know what, we've got a virus and you're good. Let's just.
It's not meningitis, it's strep throat.
Wait it out. Exactly. One of those things.
Right.
You have to explain that like just like that to your client. The worst thing that can happen is this. You're going to need to bring this much cash.
Right.
If we have an appraisal gap.
How much cash to close.
And it's not.
And what that means.
If it doesn't appraise, you are going to need to bring this much money. And that can be an uncomfortable, unsexy conversation because it might be a lot of money. But if they're committed and they want that house, they're looking to you for not fluffy and all this is amazing. What's the bottom line?
Absolutely.
What's happening?
And, the really scary thing, can I say this?
I don't know. Sure.
The scary thing
I don't have a mute button on you, girl.
How many agents we have sat across from or dealt with that I don't think they understood the contract they wrote that their client signed and how much money their client was on the hook for. And their client has no idea because either the house didn't appraise
and it's a surprise.
And
that's the last.
And we've had an agent that wouldn't even talk to us because she just kind of wanted to bury her head in the sand.
Yeah, you can't. And that's another thing is own it.
Own it.
If you get into a situation with a co-agent on the other side of the table, guess what? Your goals are exactly the same.
Yeah.
You want it to be done. You want it to be closed. You want your person happy. We want our person happy. And as agents, if you come together with intelligence, with the best outcome in mind, then everything's going to go well. But if you just kind of hope for the best, it's like, let's talk about basketball. You can't just go hope to just keep shooting, shooting free throws without any practice, right? So that's the thing about being an agent. I know, right? You might get lucky once or twice, but it's about practicing, and about learning your craft, and that's where it comes when you have good coaching and you have partners and you have a good brokerage where they've got your back. So you can ask questions.
The support is any agent, any potential agent that wants to get in the business. That's a huge part, is making sure that you are surrounding yourselves with people that will support you, are willing to help.
Selfless people who are willing to jump in at any time with a question. Because the truth is when you're in real estate, you're not in it because for fun. You need to have a bottom line. You need to make some money. And it is 100% commission based. And it is, you don't want to say no to business because you're not quite ready.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you want to rely on your brokerage to help you with that.
The guidance.
Yes.
Yeah,
you will get to expertise. Expertise is something that you can gain through time, through experience, through others. But trust and kindness are the two things that you bring.
Well, and you have to have a person that's willing to learn.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. A learning heart. Absolutely. Yeah. You have to be a student always.
Right.
And if you're not there, maybe not the right job. Not the right career for you.
Or someone who always assumes they know everything.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work either.
We're kind of flip-flopping, I feel like, back and forth between how to be a good agent and then what to look
how
for
to find a good agent. Yeah. So no, that's very true because it's kind of the same coin, just different sides.
It is. It is.
So on that note, is if you're looking for an agent, what do you think, Shannon, is some qualities that you would want to vet?
A good communicator. Communication is huge.
Absolutely.
Because the whole process, it could be a long process.
Absolutely.
And so you want to know that whoever you're working with is going to keep you looped in throughout, so you know what to expect each step of the way.
Yeah. Something we like to say is what's next.
Yeah, it's anticipation of what
Always
the next
knowing
step
what's
is gonna,
next.
right, exactly.
And communicate to the extent of being excessive.
Right.
Because you never know. You would rather have your client say, I'm good.
Right.
Instead of wanting more.
Right. Like I can't get a hold of you. Where are you? What's going on?
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So good communicator, that's what you're looking for in an agent. What else?
Don't always assume, maybe we're biased, but don't always assume because someone's been doing the job 5, 10, 20 years.
Someone's been in this business for 30 years.
Right.
Guess what? They might have had the same day for 30 years. They're stuck in the same exact routine, the same exact knowledge for 30 years.
I mean, experience is invaluable. I mean, you
absolutely.
You absolutely, I mean, but just don't assume because someone's been doing this since, you know,
because they sold your grandma's house and your mom's
80s,
house and your brother's house.
Right.
And that person you've inherited them. Don't think that that's necessarily the right choice.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, because some of the situations we've been in, with contracts being written that were not explained to the other clients.
Yeah. And having to, if it wasn't for what we did, then things would not have closed.
No, would not have closed.
Probably got 6 or 7 of those in the mind right now.
We've drug it across the finish line.
Literally pulled things across the finish line.
Right.
And that's another thing to look for in an agent. Do they have a little bit of bulldog? Do they have a little bit of
tenacity?
Yeah. And, are they going to be able to finish the job? And
well, you know, and everything I think always goes back to kind of the golden rule. Like, does this person treat others the way that you would think they would want to be treated?
Absolutely. Win-win or nobody.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's one of the tenets of Keller Williams, one of the foundations.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Win-win or no deal.
Win-win or no deal.
Yeah. And that's true. And sometimes there's concessions that have to be made that are uncomfortable. But ultimately, your fiduciary responsibilities are to your client. And sometimes, it's real uncomfortable. But that's part of being a professional, is being able to have uncomfortable conversations with your client for the ultimate outcome. And the only way you have an uncomfortable conversation is if you've already built a rapport. You can't just talk to a complete stranger about something unpleasant. You have already created a foundation of good communication, trust, kindness, expertise. And if you have to deliver bad news on top of that, it usually goes well.
Yeah. You basically are an agent that you choose should kind of be shielding you from
absolutely
the unpleasantness.
Yes.
You may not even know that there's any unpleasantness because your agent is basically
taking the hit
and
taking the
smoothing
punches.
Things over. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, the best thing that Shannon and I like to experience is happy at the closing table.
Oh, yeah.
Smiles and champagne and good conversation and people talking about memories in the house. Hope your memories in the house are as good as ours were.
Right.
Blessings.
Yeah.
And we might be sweating down our back thinking, woo!
Waiting for it.
But ultimately, hasn't been too many of those.
No.
Everyone's happy, things close, and then you're done. So that's what you want. When you're looking for an agent, you want someone who's going to shield you too.
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I totally agree. Yeah, that's good stuff. So, Shannon and I love being agents. Why do you like being an agent? You just got some real good stuff that came through with your clients recently.
Yeah, just that. I mean, it always feels good when someone tells you that they don't make them like you. You know, we're so lucky to have that.
They feel blessed.
And I'm like, this is why I do it. It's so, you know, and you kind of become, I know this sounds so cliche, like my clients become my friends, my clients become my family, but they really do, because you're looking out. I mean, when we meet with clients, when you tell me that you have a dog and you really want like a fenced in yard, we're like, okay, we can't. I'm like, you're not going to like this house because it's really close to a busy highway, which that's the house they ended up buying.
It's all good.
But, no you know, like we take that to heart, every bit of it.
Absolutely.
You
You
know?
listen. That's real important to be
Yeah.
real good listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you get those people in your heart and your mind, and
Mhm.
you're looking out for them.
Yeah. And you don't sleep. I mean, as agents,
Yeah.
we would rather us lose sleep over deals than you,
Oh, absolutely.
because that
Yeah.
we want to shield you, protect you, and again, on both sides of that coin, if you want to be an agent, that's an expectation. That's what you need to do. And if you're looking for an agent, that's what you need to expect, is for people to shield you. And be able to.
You know what I've thought about? So I spent many years in food and beverage. And you know how sometimes you have a favorite restaurant or a favorite, bar, whatever you frequent. And there's one particular waitress or bartender that you rather would go when they're there, because you typically don't even have to ask for anything, because they just anticipate and they know what you need. Absolutely. And they are on top of it. And, you're not waiting forever for something, or, that's kind of how I feel like we are with our clients, but just in real estate. To be a good real estate agent, anyone consider it, if you've ever worked in hospitality and you worked with the public, you
absolutely get it.
Yeah, you're able to multitask, and that makes for a good agent, because
hustle.
It just transitions.
It does transition.
It really does.
It's customer service.
It is.
Are you able to anticipate needs and move quickly?
Yeah,
professionally, and make it all look smooth. Even though underneath you might just be doesn't matter. Back of house might be freaking out. Front of the house, it is seamless.
Absolutely. So that always, I feel like that's one thing that.
And you do that really well. You're a really good anticipator about
thank you.
What is coming.
I'm more next. Like, I don't want to be surprised either. That's the thing, is you want an agent who's like, hey, we're not going to have any surprises here. Wants to be seamless, and for you as painless as possible.
Absolutely.
That's always the goal. And that you will go above and beyond and help. And I love it. I really do. I love my people, love clients.
Yeah. And it shows. If you like what you're doing, it transcends.
Absolutely.
Because you're willing to put in the extra, and you're willing to put in the time. And it shows in your work ethic and all that. So that's important.
Absolutely.
So when we're wrapping this up, your advice to someone who's thinking about getting into real estate, and then someone who's just starting.
Call me or Joannie.
Right? Call us. We'll go out. We'll, have some wings. That's our thing, is we like wings and beer.
That's our no chops for us.
Nope. We are very, very real.
No Kevin Rathmans. It's Taco Mac.
But not saying that we don't.
Oh no, we appreciate, but like we keep it real.
We absolutely keep it real.
We're not bougie.
No, not bougie. Not bougie.
We're real people.
We work really hard,
and we can. Yeah. Hey, we can.
Yeah.
From
absolutely. You name it.
Investment properties to
all the way up
$1 million.
To the millions.
Yeah.
We absolutely take care of our people.
Yeah.
And part of that is because we're students. We're students first. We are constantly learning.
We learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
That's something actually to say to someone who, new or considering getting into real estate. First of all, call me or Joannie, because we can guide you. My son is also a real estate agent.
And how old's your son?
He's 20.
20.
He was 19 when he got his license.
Thank you.
He had a closing within the first month.
So fast.
Yeah. He was showing houses at night that he got his license.
Yeah.
But
powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, really powerful.
He loves it too. He's great. We can guide you. Like Keller Williams has
awesome coaching, awesome mentorships. And, part of it is you got to find the right fit for you. So and you don't have to come to KW. You don't have to work with us.
No.
But as far as being able to get the real on real estate, we will we'll guide you.
Absolutely.
For from anywhere. We were just talking to a gal who was studying for her test. She was so nervous. And we're like, girl,
you're good.
We gave her our cards, and what we gave her.
She was our waitress. And I told her, I was like, honey, if you can do this, you can do anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's that transition and that fear. The fear of the test, the fear of failure, the fear of all that. No. There's no success there. You can't be fearful.
No. Let it go.
Yeah. Just dive right in.
Absolutely.
The water's
You got to jump.
Right? You got to
You got to make that jump.
And it has been good. Yeah, I've been doing this 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's been hard.
She's one of the best.
I work my tail off for my people, and I surround myself with good people.
Well,
you can't do this alone. You can't do this alone, my friend.
That's hey. I would. Another thing for new agents is find someone that will mentor you, because this has been invaluable. I couldn't even put a value on our relationship and friendship. Because someone like Joannie has probably got so much going on. Need a little help.
Oh yeah.
And and to be able to just be in the same room when you're having these conversations has been
sweet. That makes me feel
no. Oh my gosh.
That's just. We're having
that with
we're having a love fest, but it's true. When I'm sitting here doing this, I know that Shannon's listening, and it's valuable to me because I know that Shannon's learning.
And I'm like, oh,
yeah. That's how she does that, or that's how you do this. And and I do the same thing. I listen to people who are way up there, and I pick up.
When you started, you sat outside of.
I sat outside
Maurice's office.
Maurice Royce. I sat outside. I sat outside Thomas's office. I would just listen.
Yeah.
And so, as a new agent, you're welcome to sit right outside our office. There's plenty of seats, and you can come listen to the Shannon and Joannie show
anytime.
That's one thing we are real and we are friendly.
Absolutely.
And so if you are looking to buy, sell, invest, I know it sounds like used car salesperson. It does sound like a pitch.
That's okay.
But we have this big board right here. You probably can't see it. There are a lot of people on this board who have chosen to trust us. And we have a lot of properties coming on the market. We have a lot of buyers who are getting into homes. I know it's difficult, but we absolutely will get you into a home.
Yes.
It is something we pride ourselves on.
Yeah, that's one thing too. When you're looking for an agent, you need to look for someone that is a proven winner, that knows how to negotiate.
Yeah. And it's not always the price.
No, it's not.
That contract has a lot of blanks to fill in, and one of them is the sales price. There's a lot of other factors that go into a winning contract. And we're also very good at listening to, perfect example, what's your client's dream offer? Call the other agent.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed. I have listings right now. I'm getting offers. I've never talked to that agent. I have no idea what that agent, what their character is. Is that going to affect my choice in the end? No. But does it help them in communication if we get into that point, if they called me first? Absolutely. So we always pride ourselves on, if you're going to show a house, you're going to call that agent first. Even if you're not going to put in an offer, you want to know.
The communication.
Tell me about the house.
Communication.
What's a perfect offer? Does it take time? Yeah.
Interpersonal skills is huge.
Huge. You gotta know how to be nice.
And honesty, integrity.
And if you are an introvert, don't think that this is not for you.
Yeah.
Because guess what? People who pick an agent mirror.
Yes.
So if someone's an introvert, they're going to want an introvert as their agent.
Right.
If someone's an extrovert, they're going to want that. If someone's into horseback riding, they're going to want someone who's out.
Someone's aggressive. They may want an aggressive.
They might want somebody who's I'm not going to say words, but who's in there.
There's 7 billion people in the world.
There is room for you.
And many of us are very different.
Yes.
And like she said, all different people want different types of persons resonate with them. So
absolutely. They are going to want to work with you. So jump in, the water's fine. And if you're looking at buying, selling, investing, like I said, my phone number is 678-788-6443. And Shannon's phone number is
770-815.
I don't know your number by heart. Keep going.
2287. Well, I started, all of a sudden all my numbers got jumbled in my head. So
So you are going to see more of us from the office.
Yes.
This is, I can't tell you how blessed I am to be able to have a designated space. It helps my clients. It helps me serve my real estate community. And it's some real good stuff coming down the pike. So
you've been here
in this
nonstop. Yeah.
Since we moved in, I'm about ready to pull in a cot. You didn't know that little chair pulled out to a twin, did you?
Does it?
No.
I was like,
wouldn't that be cool though?
I was kind of thinking this is about this Yeah, almost the size of my first dorm room.
Yeah, we are. It is, but it's listing Palooza. I talked about that last week. I am in this office 12 hours a day right now because that's what is needed. This is the season, and that's what you do. You should work hard.
She's passionate, and it rubs off.
Glitter everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
glitter
Absolutely.
everywhere. Love it, love it. All right, we're gonna go.
Do you
work
wanna
on some
talk
contracts?
About your listing?
Yeah. Okay, so we have
beautiful listings.
we have listings. I'm gonna read off our board.
Do you have
We
do you
have
flyer?
6512. It's on the door. I have it off the door. 6512.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, Jackie Lane in Austell. It is luxury in Austell. My investor has gone in, purchased this less than 90 days ago, and has done an incredible flip.
Beautiful.
Being offered for $289,900. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a flex. It is a 4-sided brick ranch. It's beautiful. 1977, completely redone. Tankless hot water heater.
Big, beautiful island.
Oh, huge,
in the kitchen.
Huge island. Took out a wall.
Beautiful flooring.
It's stunning. There is another. It's called a flex room. It could be a 4-2. Offers are already coming in. It went live about 2.5 hours ago, and offers are flying in.
Yeah.
So we are going to do an open house there this weekend from 2 until 4 on Saturday and Sunday. This is not going to last through the weekend.
Updated bathroom.
Oh
That
my
walk-in.
gosh.
That walk-in shower.
The walk-in shower with
Yeah.
penny tile, and
Yeah.
it is all high-end luxury fixtures in this 1977.
He killed it.
He absolutely.
He killed it.
It was beautiful. We have a couple more. I don't know if I'm ready to say them out loud yet because they're not quite ready.
What's the next one you got coming up?
So I do have 2 homes coming up in Harrison, and those are both over 3,400 square feet. And then I have a townhome that is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath near KSU. That is probably going to go around 300. So these are all going to be coming soon, and you'll be seeing them. So there is stuff happening, and that is keeping us busy. So,
Yes, it is.
I know. And the best part is when I have a buyer and a seller,
Yeah.
and I just bring them together.
Right.
It's just talk about seamless. That's what Shannon and I do well. Is she can work one side, I can work the other, and then technically they're all our clients.
Yeah.
But we're able to.
But you get the same level of service on both sides.
take care of everybody.
You have someone looking out for you.
Yeah.
That's the thing is you want someone to
Absolutely.
have your back.
You don't need a vacationer when it comes to
No.
your sale of your home.
Well, and I just was thinking about your client last fall that sold her home with you, and then she went to buy an investment property and did not have anyone representing her and just went.
She got taken.
So
Yeah.
the home she bought was listed with an agent. So she called the listing agent. She's like, "Oh yeah, I can."
Yeah, I'll do both sides of the deal.
And that person did not have her best interest at heart.
that is a red flag.
It was,
You do not want someone to work both sides.
That was not a good closing
It's not a good closing.
because no one looked out for her best interest on that.
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, I got it." And we're like,
And didn't.
"Yeah, no." So yeah, you always need to have someone represent you that has your best interest at heart.
Right?
Right?
That's us.
Yeah.
All right, friends, we're gonna go kill it. And again, holler at us if you need anything.
Yes.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.